Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, you got me now?
Yep.
Nothing smoking, all right? All right, that's a good sign. Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. You can watch and listen to them online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We have the distinct privilege of highlighting the Dirt Dogs based out of Canton. We'll have the guys introduce themselves and who they are. If you want to call in at 508-222-1320. So, sir, we'll start with you. We'll work our way over.
Hi, my name's Rich Jasmine. I'm one of the owners of Dirt Dog Sports out of Canton. And we established it in 2011.
Okay.
And it's been both baseball and softball. It's been pretty fun. We've had a good time doing it.
2011. All right, guys, why don't you introduce yourselves? You gotta pull that mic towards you, old man.
Hi, my name's John Jordan. I am 15. I'm from Quincy, Massachusetts, and I play center field and catcher.
Perfect. See that? You didn't have to tell him either.
Hello. My name is Michael Wagner. I'm 15 as well. I just joined this organization not too long ago, and I'm from Brockton, Massachusetts.
My name is Tyler Allison. I'm 15 years old, and I'm from Brockton, Massachusetts. And I'm a pitcher and a center fielder.
Hi, my name is John Petruzzo. I'm 15 years old. I'm from Brockton, and I joined the team just last year, and it's probably one of the best baseball teams I've ever played for. I've had really fun since I've joined, and I've made a lot of friends since.
They're not this nervous at breakfast, just saying. All right, yes, sir.
My name's Sean Jackman. I'm one of the assistant coaches for Dirt Dogs. Been coaching for a year and looking forward to the upcoming season and getting these guys ready for their high school tryouts.
Hello, I'm Tommy Jasmine. I've been coaching for about 4 years now. I was with Dirt Dogs in 2011 when they opened because I'm the owner's son, so I had no choice. But it's been nothing but great, and I love doing it. I love doing it for the kids, and I have a great time.
Awesome.
So, talk about the organization.
Yeah, he did. He has a question for him.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead, old man.
All right, my first question is, what's the hardest training exercise for baseball?
I would say there have to be the core exercises, and especially as they get older, it becomes very important for injuries, to prevent injuries. And some of the kids don't really care for them because they really have to work. So that's probably the hardest one.
Now, what about you guys? What is that? Which is the hardest one for you guys individually? Some guys are signing their heads already saying a good sign, coach.
The hardest part for me is probably I don't like suicides, and we run suicides quite a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go with running. I'm not a big fan of running. I don't know how like these two do it, or I'm just like watching them. I'm probably one of the slowest on the team, but everything else comes pretty easy. So, but
Yeah, the conditioning gets me sometimes.
I think the cardio circle is probably the worst. We do a bunch of exercises that really gets to me.
Well, at least we know what they're doing next year, coach.
Yeah.
More.
All right, so let's touch on, I want to go back, and Luce just made a good point. We touched on a little bit when you first introduced yourself, coach. Established in 2011.
Yeah, we started building in 2010 and then
Okay.
opened in 2011.
Now, what made you want to do something like that? Were you us younger kids involved with other AAU programs? I know they've been around probably for right around 20 years, if that, but you guys started in 11, right? Well,
Actually,
structured 10, founded, probably get going in 11.
11, yes. Yeah, actually, what really started was both my partners are both from Stoughton, too, and at the time, the numbers in the Little Leagues and the Babe Ruths were starting to diminish, and the talent was actually getting watered down. So then we decided we're going to go to the next level, and that's it. Pretty much did it. And also was we're big into scouting, trying to get the kids some education. After these guys are only like a year or 2 years away now, and we try to help them in any way we can to get them scholarships to continue on, not only baseball, education too.
Now I got to ask one favor, Coach. I think your left shoulder is in the camera's view.
There you go.
I just saw that because I wanted to make sure I got a good shot with him. We're going to see a shadow. They're going to know your build pretty good, Coach, that left shoulder. So,
Just smile, just smile.
exactly. So we have softball. Let's talk about the age groups you guys have, because right now we were trying to get the 10s in. Didn't happen, whatever.
Yep.
We're moving on. Let's talk about the different age groups your organization
Yep.
provides, and not just baseball, but you said softball too.
Right. Well, the baseball is actually, we have it's called the puppies, the Dirt Dog Puppies. And it's actually 5 to 8.
Okay.
And they don't go and actually play games. It's more training, make
nice.
it fun for the kids, because
Yeah.
at that age, we're just trying to make fun. And then we start with the AAU teams start at 9. And there's every age group going up, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So when they get to 16, it's a little different because it switches into high school.
Yeah.
So we got to split the time with the high school and AAU.
All right. Now what about softball?
Softball, we don't actually start till they're 10U.
Okay.
And that's actually a combination. So we have a 10U, but there might be a couple 9 or 8 years old if they're decent players.
Yep.
And the same thing, we have a U16, and same situation, they can be 14.
Nice.
So the girls kind of blend together, depending on their talent.
Now, what age do you try to showcase? Because they have the showcase leagues and stuff like that.
Usually it starts like these boys here that play now for me. Last year we usually start going to like South Carolina and going to showcase tournaments.
Yep.
And then every year after that, and by the time they're 15 or 16, we're doing nothing but straight showcase tournaments, and we kind of drop out of the league.
Oh, okay. So because you guys have that big meeting with Rhode Island to go over the schedule and stuff like that.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
And when does that go down?
So what happened? Well, these guys here, it's a younger group, younger 15. Most of them are only freshmen. So next year we'll start going back to all those tournaments. There's a lot of tournaments, like you said, in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them where a lot of the scouts come from all over.
Well, that's where our region's based out of, Rhode Island, right? For AAU, isn't it?
Actually, yeah, we're Southern Mass / Rhode Island. Correct.
Okay. Only because I umpire, I realized that from before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm from Rhode Island, and
Yeah.
it's hooked up with District 2, Little League Baseball out of the East Providence, Riverside,
Yep.
Central area, Pawtucket.
Yeah.
And so I know a little bit about, both organizations.
Yeah.
A lot of our players there have gone into AAU tournament teams and travel like everywhere. So it did take time away from the actual Little League, so to speak, in town.
All right, young lady, what do you have?
Yeah, so you guys mentioned like the exercises that you guys do. So I wanted to know, like, is that part of your preparations, like, for going into like each game?
Yeah, so especially with the tournaments, we usually do, like, going into the tournaments where it gets hotter, like for the summer, like South Carolina last year, we did a lot of running to be prepared, so we had the stamina for how hot it gets down there. So yeah, the conditioning and running and stuff, it really helps building our stamina for those tournaments and the games going into the season.
Yeah, back to what Johnny said. It's definitely a big part of how you play and how you perform. It helps us maybe stand out against some other players that don't do what we do in the off season. But overall, it gets us ready and like gets us at our highest quality, I guess. And so when we come to play, it's like we're used to everything. We're strong, healthy, and that's what helps us.
Yeah, definitely. The running and conditioning and all those exercises really play a big part because, end of games when we need a stolen base or something like that, like it really, really helps us in big situations.
Yeah, I think it's like a big part of how we play because he likes to say that we need to be bigger, stronger, and faster. So I think it definitely impacts how we play.
Now, do they get a chance to work with the younger kids, the 10s and 8s and 10s that probably look up to them? Do they get a shot to help them out?
Yes, we have done that in the past, and actually it helps these guys when they go to apply for colleges. It's put under community service.
Yeah, like volunteering. Yeah.
Yes, and this team is actually going to be doing working with I actually coach a 10-year-old team too, and this
Nice.
team is actually going to be mentoring that team. That's actually starting in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yep. So that's and I've done that in the past, and it's huge. Not only that, like if you look at my two coaches, they're
Yeah.
both younger. Sometimes the younger coaches relate better to them because I come in as, I hate to say it, the mean guy. I gotta make it work.
Got to set the precedence.
Right, but so having the younger coaches, sometimes the players are closer in age, so they kind of relate to them a little better sometimes. So
All
it's,
right, who's dreading it first working with the young kids? Raise your hand. No, I'm kidding.
probably the coaches.
So my question is, what would you want to instill, or not instill, but, you know, tell these young kids? Is there something like what you could have done or what you wish you should have done? Anything, the first thing that comes to mind that you want to tell these young guys? Because you're gonna basically set their mindset on how much baseball. So if you're coming like, well, you know, baseball's okay, but you know, I figure you'd be a lot more positive on what I just said. So what was the first thing that comes to mind you want to throw at these kids?
The first thing I'd probably want to throw at them is try and do your best, and have a short memory. Baseball is all about short memory because it's little mistakes. If you hold on to them for the rest of the game, you can't really focus on the next play, and it's all about thinking. So you need to be thinking almost all the time. No matter what you did last play, you need to be thinking ahead instead of behind.
Nice.
Like advice that I was given that I would give others would be that if you want something, you got to work at it, because it's not just going to be given to you. You know, you gotta show up every day. You gotta play 100%. You gotta practice. You gotta play like it's your last day on earth. And if you do that, it'll show. And I think if you start young, it's great that way because you're up there. You might even play at a high level, and you're just used to, I guess, the setting and the gameplay.
Yeah, the short memory thing is definitely a thing that I would tell them because it had a big part on me. Because if you make an error, you gotta have a short memory because when you make one error, you obviously don't want to make two. And if you still let that first error affect you, it's gonna make you, you're gonna make way more errors after that.
Yeah, I think the short memory is good, but I think coming out of your comfort zone in games, like thinking before the play happens and what you're gonna do with the ball, and just working hard to come out.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you try to explain it, break it
Yeah,
down, you get tongue-tied a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to take our first break. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We are highlighting Dirt Dog Baseball. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Four Deep Sports Talk. We have the privilege of highlighting the AAU baseball Dirt Dogs. Now, my second question is, in your area of Canton, has any professional baseball players actually stopped by?
Actually, we've had several of our own Dirt Dog players have made the professionals. Just recently, we have a pitcher from Milton, Sammy Jacobsack, who made the St. Louis Cardinals. He was drafted. And Andrew Steele, who's also from Milton, just recently got drafted too. And there have been past Easton.
David Summers.
No, not David Summers. David
McKinnon?
McKinnon. David McKinnon from Easton. He was actually just playing from the Angels. He just actually was moved over. He's playing in Japan. He's leaving next week, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
So we've had some players actually stop by. We had Rob Gronkowski. He's not baseball, but he stopped by.
The Gronk came by?
The Gronk came by.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did he throw a pitch?
No, we had him throwing the sports drinks that he was promoting.
Oh, wow.
What, at the kids?
Yeah. So we've had obviously we've had Jose Santiago.
Oh, nice.
In the '67 World Series. He's been in several times. He's very, very friendly with my son Tommy.
Nice. That's
And,
pretty cool.
we've had a few. Yeah.
It's great.
All right, what do you got, kid?
Yeah, I actually wanted to know, what are your team rituals?
Johnny's leading the attack.
Team rituals, probably. We usually all, like, I don't really know. We all try and get to the games early. I guess that's a team ritual. We all try and get there around, like, the same time. And we always have, like, the same routine for before games. We always stretch, and then we throw, and then we do a little bit of hitting to get ourselves prepared.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
There you go. That was easy.
Yeah, because what he's talking about too is usually they get in, and I'll actually go and I'll be talking with the other coaches and everything, and then I have Sean usually takes the boys out and starts warming them up, and then Tommy's warming up, setting up who's going to be pitching, who's going to be catching.
Nice.
So it's kind of and then that way, I mean, I really talk to the boys in the beginning of the game until I get everything set up. And everything.
Sure, right. They
So
should know the routine and stuff.
My two assistants actually take care of things.
Now, did you guys play college ball? Who did you guys play high school for?
I played high school baseball at Cardinal Spellman in Brockton,
Nice.
and then I played college baseball at Curry College in Milton.
Okay.
I played high school baseball. I made the All Scholastics a few times, but like I'm telling these kids, you can't do anything else if you don't have the grades.
Right.
So I did not have the grades to succeed in baseball.
Right.
Which I'm trying to get them to do better, so they're not like me.
Oh, jeez. So besides the GPA, what else do you two assistant coaches try to instill in these guys that he might miss? That, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like he said earlier, we're closer in age to them, so I think they look up to us a little bit. I teach them everything I learned from playing college ball, and bring those drills in. They like doing some of the more updated drills that I've brought. But yeah, we make sure they're getting good grades. We're trying to turn them into good men, not just good baseball players. And I think we've been doing a good job. They're really fun, and they're a really good group of kids.
I think we have a great group of kids. I think the biggest thing is just teaching them respect and how to treat other people. Like these kids, they all know how to have fun, but when it's time to work, like they all know, and they all know that we got to get to work to be better.
It's all you want, man.
Okay. My next question is training like required in order to like possibly avoid potential injuries?
I would say yeah. Things like stretching and weightlifting, that builds your muscles. But we use like bands or resistance bands, and that strengthens your shoulders, and so when you're throwing, you're not pulling anything. Keeps the tendon strong. And baseball's a sport where you gotta stay strong always, because you can't get weak, and it takes a lot out of you some days. Even if it's like you have a bad knee, you just have to work on that knee or like your ankle, you make sure you have that stability in those forms of areas.
Yeah, I'll just add to that. Like John, one of the players said, I'm a firm believer of bigger, faster, stronger, because there's always going to be somebody out there that you got to get ahead of, and if you're bigger, faster, and stronger, you got a way better chance of succeeding. So that always helps.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask. So you guys said earlier that you guys play 2 different positions. Like, how do you guys train to be successful in those positions?
That's a good question.
Well,
I could say like it's like a lot of work, in my opinion.
yeah, it is a lot of work, a lot of practice. But I know for me, I play like usually catcher and outfield. So for high school and for Dirt Dogs, I play a little bit of both positions. So I get a lot of like practice in each with game situations. So it helps me a lot to be able to play multiple positions like that in high school and Dirt Dogs. But yeah, so during the winter season, I usually practice more of catcher because there's not really anywhere I can go outside and have like the space to become a better outfielder. So when it starts getting warmer out, like springtime, I start working more on outfield instead of catcher.
With me, I play first and right. That's a little bit of difference in between both, but because in right you don't really have like a lot of players around you because you just have your center field and your left field, and it's kind of like you're on your own. But you also, in the outfield, you got to help back up the balls that are hit and make sure that everybody else is secure. But then over at first, you have your second, short, third, you have all those guys to work with, and you got to know, especially in the infield, where the ball's going all times and where you need to go to make the play.
So I pitch and play outfield, and ever since I was little, I've always been a pitcher. I've just been working at it for all these years and everything. And yeah.
I play second base and I pitch, so I kind of just do like multi-position workouts that help both the infield and with my pitching. Probably what I work most is my legs because it's really just all about legs, really.
My next question is, during the off season, are there any highlights?
Excuse me, what?
Any highlights during the off season?
Highlights?
Yeah.
No. In the off season, no. It's pretty much all work.
Like preparing for like the next season.
For the next season, yeah, it's getting them ready. Yeah, and it's yeah. So basically, it's that's where all the yelling and sweating and screaming and all happen. So when we get to the field, I've been coaching 40 years, and I'm a firm believer. It's almost you work hard in the off season, and then it's time to show them. It's showtime, and you send them out, and hopefully they do it.
Yeah,
And hopefully they do it.
And we're doing the off-season work now, but they'll have their high school season before we get into our Dirt Dog season. So all the work we're doing now is to prepare them for their high school tryouts. Some of them could be making varsity, JV, freshman teams. But our goal is to get them ready, to give it their best for their high school tryouts. So hopefully they can make the varsity team.
Is there any certain teams you guys are looking forward to playing in this next season? Any other organization comes to mind that you're like, I wish I want to get them back?
You stole my question.
Oh, I
John.
did? All right, that means you're going to make up another one. Doesn't matter, any of you guys. There has to be someone out there.
Taunton Independence Baseball.
Oh, there you go.
For sure.
They're still around? I thought they folded.
I hope so.
And there must be somebody you guys like, I want to play the Samurais, I want to play the Lakeville Cardinals, I want to play, stuff like that. Another team there must be somebody.
Probably the Samurais because they were I think our first game of last season, and to be honest, we should have won both those games, but the second game, or I think it was the first game actually, we lost, and that was like one of their only wins of the season. Like they had like 3 wins that whole season. We were like the number 1 team. I feel like we should not have lost to them, and they almost took us out of the playoffs in fall ball too. So we really need to get back at them if we play them again.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Johnny. I really, really want to get to play the Samurais more. And for high school, I'm really excited because I really want to play Bishop Fian.
And you will. How about you two guys? You guys anybody you think you want to play coming up this season?
Like with these guys, I only joined, I think, coming on a year now?
Coming on, yeah.
So I didn't play the regular season with them, but like fall ball, there wasn't really like any teams that like really set out to me. But high school, I mean, I don't know. I really don't have any like I guess bad.
So you're going with the flow.
Yeah.
Whoever's dumb enough to get in your way, you're going to take on, right?
Yeah.
All right. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm really excited to play Bishop Fian, and I think Archie's too, because we have Wilford at Dirt Dogs who plays for them. So,
Wilford plays for Archie's?
yeah, so I think,
Wow, that'd be pretty fun. Now,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think-
especially if you win, you get to smile and wave bye to them as you're leaving the field. That's pretty good.
yeah.
How about you coaches? Is there anyone you want to test your program against this year with these guys? Any certain program? You know what I mean?
One that sticks out to me was the tournament we had in Connecticut last year. I forget the name of the team, but the CT Bombers. They were really good. They beat us, but I think this year, we're coming back a little bit stronger. I think we have a shot to take down those guys. They were pretty elite at the tournament we played at, and I'd like to get another crack at them.
Now, with the region being so big, right, because there are some Connecticut teams in the divisions, that team's not in your division, correct? They were just on that,
Just
they're
in
part
the
of that tournament?
correct.
What about you, Coach? Anybody else besides picking on the poor independent team?
No, I think I agree with them. I think high school baseball is fun. So playing in AAU, you're from all over, so
Yeah.
you play your teammates in high school, and it's always a good time playing people in your organization. But we all know, like in an AAU, AAU's for the next level, and high school is just for fun. I mean, it's not for fun, but AAU is where you really want to try and get scouted for. But it's always a good time when you're playing friends in your organization from high school.
You go on break.
We guys gonna go on break, so we're good to go?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take our second break. When we come back, if you want to call back, if you want to call in, 508-222-1320. Again, the Dirt Dogs are in studio. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk here at 1320 AM WARA. We are here with the Dirt Dogs AAU baseball team. So, my next question for you guys is, who would you say is your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation would be my father. Before every game, in the car ride, it's like, make sure you're doing the right thing. Like, don't stop, keep working hard. Even in the off season right now, he makes sure I'm on my toes, and that without him, I don't know where I'd be, or even without like anybody else, like these guys, my coaches, or my teammates. This is what keeps me going. This makes me the better player that I am.
Flip a coin, Johnny. Flip a coin.
Mine would probably have to be my mom because I play a bunch of different sports. I play 3 different sports, so I don't really have an off season. But my mom's always trying to push me to like, and she knows my capabilities. So like, she's not trying to hold me back at all. She keeps pushing me, and she gives me rides everywhere. So I really am thankful for her because without her, I wouldn't be able to come to this team or play any other sports really.
Definitely my grandmother, because she pushes me to do everything I do. And for all the sports I play, I do everything for her.
I definitely have to say it would be my grandpa because I wear 6 because he used to be number 6 and he used to play second base and now I play second base. So yeah, I'm just kind of just
What's so funny?
carrying
I'm gonna
on
put this guy in detention.
what he used to do.
Nice.
So yeah, he's probably my biggest motivation.
Oh, that's cool. So let's
Yeah.
work on work ethic. Okay.
Yeah, one thing.
Sorry.
You notice they all said their parents. I got to give a shout out to the parents too. These guys have been with me for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now, and before that there was somebody else. But these guys actually practice on Sunday mornings at 7:30, which means these guys don't have license, which means those same parents are getting them up, getting them here, spending a lot of time, giving up their Thursday nights. We practice till 9:30 at night. I think the last place the parents want to probably be is at Dirt Dogs.
Yeah.
At 9:30, I'd rather be home, with the shoes off.
I don't know. I'd
And,
rather be in not a nice hockey rink, though. you know?
Oh.
Yeah. And same thing with my coaches. They give up their time too, and they're mid-20s, early 30s, so giving up their Thursday nights and their Sunday mornings after probably being out Saturday night. So it's kudos to all those people too. I give a shout out to.
It's a
Absolutely.
passion. It's a passion for the game.
Definitely a passion.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, let's talk about work ethic. You guys are out there all 15, right?
Yeah.
I guess, right. Let's talk about work ethic. You talked about the 2 positions you guys worked on that you play. What do you want to get better at those positions that you did last year? What ate at you coming into this year? And you said, well, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on that. What comes to mind?
Honestly, mostly my catching, because I've been playing outfield since I was since my first middle school game, I've been playing outfield. So I've only been a catcher for a few years now. So the most I want to work on is that. I have a little bit of struggle with blocking, so probably mostly blocking the ball and a little bit of hitting too.
Okay.
With me, it's definitely the speed. Everybody else knows that. I got to get that.
Oh, you're
up.
not the speed demon on the team?
No,
okay.
nope. But everything else, if I can get the speed down, I'll be set. But position-wise, I could work on my picking and even everything else. I can work on everything else. Just if I could work on it, and I could be the best at my hitting, and that's what I aim for.
Definitely pitching, because that's my strong suit. And there's a lot of competition out there for pitching around the country, and I'm just trying to work to be the best pitcher I can be. I'm trying to work on new sliders, trying to work on a cutter, just improve all my pitches that I throw.
Oh, we got a call.
All right, no, so take that call and let him finish the question. Go ahead, you can finish the question.
Yeah, I think pitching is probably what I want to work on most. Probably get my stamina up because I'm more of a closer than a starter, and definitely in the infield my hand, the
Hand,
yeah
hand,
the hand-eye coordination. I think that's probably my biggest struggle right now. So I think if I were to improve in that, I'd probably be better in the field.
There you go. Hi, you're first on 4 Deep Sports Talk as we have Dirt Dog Baseball. Hello.
Hello. Hi. It's wonderful listening to the boys. I've seen them play. They're wonderful team members. I just want to know what, and any one of them can answer, what really motivates them to play.
That's a great question. She wants to know what motivates you guys to play baseball.
What motivates me is probably like I said, I play a bunch of different sports, but baseball is probably my strong suit. It's my favorite sport to play, and it's a hard sport. Like, you can fail 9 out of 10 times, but you can still be one of the best in that sport, and it just really, like, it being so hard, it gives me a challenge, and I like the challenge of playing.
What really motivates me, it's, if I could get to the next level, it'd be amazing. But I would never play for, the money or the fame. I just play it 'cause, this is the game I love. And if I could play it till to the day I die, I'd enjoy doing that.
Yeah, this sport has been like my passion forever, and all I've wanted to do is make it since I was a little kid and just keep going to the next level. So that's a big part.
I think definitely my coaches and my family is my biggest motivation because they've been there since day one. Because I've been playing baseball for like 10 plus years, and they've been to almost every single one of my games. So I think that's probably my biggest motivation.
That's cool. Young lady, do you have another question for the guys?
No, I don't, but let's make this a great year, guys.
You got it. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right, she said, you heard that, Coach? Let's make it a great year.
Great, yeah, yep. Make
So,
it a great
you know
year
what I
and have
wanted to
fun.
talk about was hitting, and as far as you guys seeing legit change-ups and off-speed stuff and curveballs, and how do you guys personally, what's your personal mindset coming to bat when you know, or you've seen this guy warm up, or you've seen one of you two guys already face him, he throws a, let's say, an off-speed fastball that has movement on it, or a decent curveball. How do you approach that at bat?
Well, when I approach, I always look for that fastball that's coming right down the middle, and then everything else I reflect, or I guess adapt to it. But always watch, like, from when we were little, watch the ball out of the glove, eyes on the ball, and I think it's just adapting to the plate. Like, if I see the fastball, that's my pitch. I'm gonna take it, and then anything else I see him go to that curveball, then I just gotta maybe sit on a little bit longer, or if it's a cutter or whatever, it's all about adaptation.
I think like when I'm in the box, like I try to like imagine me hitting the ball, just connecting with the ball, and I think just picturing it before you do it is like a really big thing for me, because like I get the motivation to actually hit the ball, and then I feel like I do about 9 out of 10 of the times. I do hit the ball when I do imagine it.
Nice.
We kind of call it, I try to teach, expect a fastball,
Yep.
react to a curveball or a slider.
Right.
So they should be going in the box just thinking, expect a fastball.
Right.
Get on it.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting being next grade,
Yeah.
kids get stronger. They actually know how to throw a curve. They actually know how to put that finger on, make the fastball move a little bit more, on the release. I was just curious on their mindset.
And that's another thing, having two younger coaches.
Yeah.
Where my arm has been throwing it for 40 years, so it's getting a little
You're
tight.
saying it's jello, coach? Is that what you're saying?
So these guys can actually throw those curveballs, so these kids can see them.
Yeah.
It gives them a little
exactly.
time to look at them.
Do you guys have any other comments on the at-bats?
Yeah. For me, honestly, I just go up, like Coach said, always expect the fastball and always react on the pitch. And honestly, I try and use, like, my teammates for help. Like, if my teammates have already gone up to bat and he likes to throw, say, if he has 2 strikes on you, no matter what the count, and he likes to throw a curve, always be expecting the curve on the 2 strikes and always just react for it. So, yeah.
I can build off that too. Like, it's all about staying positive in the box. Like, if you go down 0-2, then if he's pumping a fastball by you, then step back in the box, start up early, and just get ready. Or if like, based on the teammates, if he's gonna bring that curveball when he's got 2 strikes on you, then that's when you sit on it, and then it's all about team chemistry, and then like all your like strength and trying to get to the ball quicker and just trying to make something happen. Even if you foul it off, you're keeping that count live and you're building up the pitches.
Yeah, definitely. Just like what Coach said and the rest of them said, sit fastball, react off speed. I like to always watch the pitch while he's warming up, see what his curveball looks like, his fastball, just stuff like that.
Timing. That's something we've been trying to work on too. Baseball's a long game. It's easy to get distracted, so trying to keep them engaged through the whole game. Pick up on little things that the pitcher's doing or the other team's doing. Come back to the bench and let the other guys know, hey, look out for this. When he does this, this pitch is coming. So just getting them to be engaged and pay attention to the game the whole time. Something we're working on because it's easy to get distracted.
That's
Such a long game.
Yeah, right. Are we good? All right, we're gonna take a break. We ready for a break?
Oh no, we have a minute 10 seconds.
Oh, I
left.
thought you were saying 30 seconds.
Oh no, I said 3 minutes.
Oh, I didn't get your.
Now we're almost at 1 minute.
Your
We're at
Egyptian
1
text.
minute now.
1 minute, okay.
One thing I want to build off that is, the pitcher's arm slot. If he has one arm slot for his fastball, if he's like dropping down his arm slot for the curveball, and you always know like if he drops down his arm slot, you're looking for a curveball and try to like see what he does differently with all of his pitches to get an upper hand on him.
There you go. That makes sense. I think they broke that down pretty good for
Yeah,
the
they
young
have,
kids,
yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah.
They must be well coached.
I hope so. We'll see at the beginning of the year.
Right. Has your schedule come out yet for these guys?
No, it has not, because these, like Sean was saying, these guys will be heading out to high school. We'll actually shut down
Oh,
AAU. They'll go to
okay.
high school. And we do have a couple tournaments lined up already.
Yeah.
But the AAU won't come out till June, the schedule for these guys.
Oh, it won't be till June, so
June,
they'll
yeah.
get like half a dozen.
We
Well, there'll
got
be more to the
10
10
seconds left.
But
Yeah.
but we're holding the spot, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you said at the end of June.
Again, yeah, and they'll play probably 5 doubleheaders, which
Yep.
is 10 games, and then we'll head off to 3 different tournaments with those tournaments we were talking about earlier.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take our last break. You listen to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. The Sports Master and I, we're going to run down the winners from Friday night girls and boys basketball and hockey. Again, we'll be back with them and more right after this. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and we're going to fire up our music and make sure we got it all set, and we're going to give you the results from the winners from Friday night. In girls basketball, Bay State Conference, the winners are Newton North and Brookline, Cape and Island, Sandwich, and Dennis Yarmouth. Hockomock League girls basketball, Mansfield, Attleboro, Franklin, Foxborough, King Philip, and Sharon. Mayflower Conference, Westport and Blue Hills, they won. Patriot League, Marshfield was the only winner out of that conference. Continuing on in girls basketball, South Coast, Apponequet, Marshfield, Dayton, Rehoboth, Somerset, Berkeley, and Bourne. South Shore League, Carver and Hull, they both won. Southeast Conference, Brockton and Bridgewater, Raynham, and in the Tri-Valley, it was Norwood. In boys hockey, the winners were Taunton, Middleborough, Southeastern / Bristol Plymouth. They play a co-op. Somerset Berkeley also won. Dover, Sherborne, and Western. Girls hockey, Canton, St. Joseph's, Pleasant Mount, Alvenia, and Notre Dame Academy. Also, coaching notes, congratulations to TJ Byrne, the new football coach over at Hingham High School. And Pat Coleman out of Norton after 15 years with a record of 366-90-2. He is stepping down as the wrestling coach over at Norton High School. And here are the boys' basketball results. Here's the sports master.
Okay, in boys basketball in Bay State, we have Brookline and Weymouth. In Capes and Islands, Nauset, Barnstable, Duxbury, Falmouth Academy, Calvary Chapelle, Nantucket, and Rising Tide Carter. In Catholic Central, St. John's Prep and St. John's Shrewsbury. In Hockomock, Attleboro, Sharon, Franklin, Mansfield, Taunton, Foxborough. In Mayflower, Randolph, Hull, Westport, Norton. In South Coast, Old Rochester, Dayton, Rehoboth, Seekonk, Wareham. In Southeastern, Bridgewater, Raynham, New Bedford, and in Tri-Valley, Cardinal Spellman.
And there you go. There are the results of your winners in high school girls and boys basketball and hockey. And I know you got a question just foaming at the mouth to get off your chest, so why don't we go to that?
Okay. So how'd you come up with the name Dirt Dogs?
That's a good one.
That's the best question so far today.
That's a real good one.
question.
Actually, we kicked it around. We had a list of papers. I have also have two co-owners with me. We have three of us, and we couldn't come up with a name. And then what we did was we actually, because most of our families between the three owners, a lot of us were catchers. So when you're on the field, you're known as the catcher, is known as that dirty dog guy. He's out there dirty, and so that's where it came from. And then the second part was coming up with the colors, because we were trying not to do colors of high school teams, and we ended up with the colors. But I think Norton. I think Norton's purple.
Yeah, Norton's purple, yeah.
So we tried to stay away from as many of the high schools as we could, but that's how we kind of come up with the colors too. So
Nice.
Yeah, because I don't think people think of the color purple.
Purple,
when they
yeah,
think of
in
baseball.
sports,
Yeah,
right.
who's that? I think Wareham's purple too, or a light blue or something
Yeah.
like that. Coach,
Yeah.
you got a question for the guys?
Yeah, I just had a question. I think the three coaches will also agree on this question, but we tell the boys what we expect from them and how we could help them. But I think, since we're talking about it, I think it'd be a good idea if you guys said a few things how we could improve, what we could do to be better to you
that's a
guys.
great question.
Now that we're talking.
They're not going to get penalized or nothing, right?
No, this is right here. This will go away in an hour.
An hour and 10 or an hour and 15? All right, what do you guys like? What would you guys like to see how the program would improve? Do you want more soda,
Don't hold
peanut
back.
butter and jelly?
We are not judging.
I'd like a Wendy's there. If we get a Wendy's in, that'd be
Oh,
good for me.
Wendy's.
Nothing? You're not going to get in trouble.
We're not that good. Come on.
I think free slushies after practice would be good.
Sorry, Coach, I started on the wrong path.
With these guys, I don't think there's really much to improve. I think just because they show up every day, they want the best out of us and they push us. And I think when it pays off and if we make it to the next level, we're gonna thank them and for what they're doing with us now and all these practices and games and pushing us to the next limit. This is what's gonna help us. And I think it's just we have to be thankful and that they're cooperating with us because sometimes it takes a lot.
What a well-rounded kid, huh? So you already came from another organization, so you have a good idea how the and is it really anything different? I mean, I was talking to him about one of the organizations I run as umpires, and I've been to them and I've been to your facilities. Basically, all basic. It's nothing too complicated. You know, you get an open area to throw, you get pitching mounds, you get hitting cages. I mean, everyone. Then you got a desk where you can do your paperwork if you have to, you know, stuff like that. No one turns into brain surgery. And would you agree? Basically, that's the same thing with these guys as well.
Yeah, from what I came from before, like walking in, like the facility here is much bigger. Like we can do a full infield. Back then it was like you can only really hit grounders, and then the team I played on last year only had one coach. So coming into here with three different, I think it makes it much better because you have, I guess, different point of views and everything flows. I guess.
Plus more eyes are on you too to see if you make a mistake.
But the one I came from the Giants Futures last year, and that wasn't bad. That was well run, but you know, I think it was just time for me to go because you know, teammates wasn't really like, I guess the chemistry wasn't there. But now here, like playing with Tyler, like we go way back. So, and then I'm building with these guys, and I like it here. I like playing here. It's great.
Nice. How we doing for time on that clock in the gray?
12:56 right now.
12:56.
Yeah.
You have one more question before we go away?
I do. Who is your favorite MLB player and why?
I'm gonna go with Ken Griffey Jr. Just everything about him, his smile, his swing. Even though I really don't play the outfield, but I was like, man, if I could have that speed, I could just be like him. But like he's my idol. He's the reason why I like play baseball. And ever since I watched a documentary on him, and ever since I saw him, I just fell in love. So.
One of my favorite players is Mookie Betts. I've been watching him since I was little, watching him every day. He's an outfielder. I'm an outfielder. I love to watch that guy.
I'm probably going to have to say Nolan Ryan because I really got my pitching from him. And recently I watched a documentary, and like I learned so much about his life and like how good of a pitcher he really was.
Yeah, that was a good documentary.
Mine would probably also be Mookie Betts because ever since he was on the Red Sox, I just like watching him on the Red Sox was like, and me being an outfielder too, I just feel like I just like connected to him more. And, like he's a really good outfielder too. He was like probably one of the best outfielders we had on the Red Sox when he was here. It was really sad when he got traded too. So.
Well, Coach.
You want us to?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Trot Nixon, going back to your question. He's the original dirt dog.
Oh.
What about you, coaches? Who do you are?
I'm going to piggyback off Mike, Ken Griffey Jr. Mike and I both have swing lefty, and just that swing was
It's pretty
something
sweet,
like I've never
yeah.
seen before. Yep, just so simple and pure. Yep.
It's like, wow. What about you, Coach?
I'm going to say Jose Santiago, but I just want to put it out there. I could have hit that ball a little further than he did.
I hope he's listening.
All right, so how much time?
12:58.
All right, so all of us at the radio station 1320 want to wish you guys all the best this year and your upcoming season, and all of us at 4 Deep Sports. Again, we'd like to wish you the same. Best of luck, and thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, you're welcome.
We
Thank
enjoy
you
coming.
for coming.
For all of us at 4 Deep Sports Talk, we hope you enjoyed this hour of Dirt Dog Baseball. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.